A.J. Brown might have just played his final snap in the city of brotherly love, and the destination will leave the entire league in a state of absolute shock. This isn't just a rumor anymore. This is a full-blown disaster for every other secondary in the NFL. We are talking about a franchise-altering move that has been brewing for weeks, and reports are now surfacing that Howie Roseman hasn't just been answering the phone. He's been actively clearing a massive path of salary cap space to facilitate a blockbuster deal. Is the greatest wide receiver in the history of the Philadelphia Eagles really about to pack his bags and head to a direct rival? The trade is not dead, it's evolving, and the team waiting on the other side is ready to hijack the NFC title race. Before we dive into the insanity, smash that subscribe button if you want the fastest, highest-octane NFL updates on the planet. The NFL landscape is melting down right now because A.J. Brown is officially on the block, and the implications are insane. Let's be real, this guy's been a masterclass in efficiency since the moment he stepped foot in Philly. We are talking about the only player in the storied history of this franchise to post 4 consecutive seasons with over 1,000 receiving yards. He didn't just play. He fundamentally changed the identity of this offense and transformed the quarterback into an elite weapon. Since that legendary draft day trade from Tennessee, A.J. Brown has been the engine behind multiple deep playoff runs and a Super Bowl appearance. But in the modern NFL, player empowerment is at an all-time high. If a superstar isn't steering the direction of the team or the contract situation, things turn south fast. Even though nothing has been said publicly yet, the smoke is turning into a 5-alarm fire. But wait until you hear which specific NFC powerhouse is currently stalking the situation like a shark in the water. The Los Angeles Rams are officially circling. Insiders are confirming that the Rams were deep in the trenches of trade talk for Brown before they pivoted to snagging a cornerback in the draft. But don't think for a second that Sean McVay has moved on. The Rams are notorious for their forget-the-picks philosophy, and they are still monitoring the situation with intense interest. Imagine a world where A.J. Brown is catching passes from Matthew Stafford alongside their current weapons. It would be a nightmare for every defensive coordinator in the league. Who is to blame if this trade actually happens? Is it the front office or the player? Drop a name in the comments right now and let your voice be heard. If this trade goes down, we aren't just looking at a draft pick swap. We're looking at a potential player exchange that would break the internet. There is heavy speculation that Puka Nacua could be the centerpiece of a blockbuster deal. Nacua has been an absolute beast, but he's heading into a massive contract year. Because he wasn't a first-round pick, the Rams don't have that fifth-year option as a safety net. If LA is hesitant to pay him top-of-the-market money, a swap of A.J. Brown for Nacua plus high-end draft capital is suddenly a very real conversation. Imagine the Eagles getting a younger, cheaper star while clearing A.J.'s massive cap hit. It's a high-stakes bet, but Howie Roseman is the most aggressive businessman in the NFL for a reason. But the Rams aren't the only ones in the hunt. There's a team in the AFC with a rookie quarterback that is still lurking in the shadows. The New England Patriots are the ultimate wild card in this saga. They've cleared their books and have a young franchise quarterback in Drake May, who desperately needs a true number 1 target to accelerate his development. They've already swung and missed on other big names this offseason, and they have the cap space to offer Philly a package that might be impossible to turn down. If the Eagles can flip A.J. for a mid-first round pick and more, they could reload with a young edge rusher or a shutdown safety. The flexibility would be incredible. But while the world is obsessed with the trade rumors, the Eagles just made 2 massive under-the-radar signings that completely overhaul their defense for 2026. Philadelphia just added serious veteran heat by signing Jonathan Jones. We are talking about a 2-time Super Bowl champion who can suffocate the slot or move outside, giving the Eagles secondary a much-needed injection of championship DNA and veteran leadership. But they didn't stop there. They also snagged Arnold Ebiketi, a twitchy, explosive pass rusher with deep ties to the area. Ebiketi is the perfect rotational piece to keep this defensive line fresh and dangerous. These moves were made possible because Howie Roseman has been a salary cap wizard this week, restructuring the contracts of Jordan Davis and Landon Dickerson to create a massive war chest of cash. They're clearing the decks for something monumental, but is it a trade or a record-breaking extension for another core piece? The clock is also ticking on Dallas Goedert. The team pushed back his contract void date twice this week, which is a massive signal that something is happening behind the scenes. Usually, this means one of two things. Either a massive extension is being finalized, or they're paving the way for a clean break. Goedert is one of the most reliable tight ends in the game, and losing him alongside A.J. Brown would be a total offensive reset. The financial flexibility is being built in real time. Whether it's a massive extension to keep the core together or a league-shaking trade to start a new era, the next 24 hours are going to define the future of this organization for years to come. Howie Roseman never sleeps, and he's clearly preparing to strike while the iron is hot. The cap space is there. The interest from other teams is peaking, and the pressure to win another ring is higher than ever. If the Eagles can turn an aging superstar into a haul of young talent and picks, it might be the smartest move they've ever made, or the biggest mistake of the decade. This is the business side of the NFL, and it is brutal. One thing is certain. The Philadelphia Eagles will look very different by the time the season kicks off. I'll be back the second the next domino falls, providing you with the deepest analysis and the fastest breaking news. You won't want to miss what happens next, because it's going to be historic. Peace.